Hey everyone, my name is Michelle. I wanted to share my labor story with you guys since I had a video uploaded before. I think when I was pregnant, I mentioned it in my life video. So I just wanted you guys to know that I finally had my baby actually 2 months ago, but I my health problems and my condition didn't allow me to make this video before. Um, I actually had Adam on February 6th of 2014. Everything was like fine. I was 27 weeks pregnant. I went to bed one night and I was feeling like a lot of pressure. And I was telling my husband and I was telling him, I don't know, I feel like, he's gonna come early or like something's going wrong because it's just like too much pressure. And guys don't believe you're gonna have a baby until you actually like break your water. We watch too much movies, and so what happened is I laid in bed, and I was like 27 weeks, and I still didn't have my baby's bag packed for the hospital yet. Mine was like halfway packed, and around like 1 o'clock in the morning, I get up to use the bathroom, and I'm bleeding, and I'm like, oh. So it was like at first it's bleeding a little, and I woke up my boyfriend, and he told me like, "Do you want to go to the hospital?" I thought it was actually my mucus plug at first because it came out, a little bit disgusting. So I refused to go to the hospital at first. I thought it was a mucus plug because like a week before I went there and they just like made me go home. And it's around 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to struggle because he had work the second day. And I was like, no, I'll just lay down, have a cup of tea, see what goes on. So I went back to bed, or I tried to go back to bed, but it was like too much pressure. So what I did is I felt like I have to pee again, like every 10 minutes. So I go to the bathroom and I'm still bleeding. So I went back and I told my boyfriend, I mean, my husband, sorry, I'm bleeding. What should I do? Like seriously, I was bleeding a lot. So we decided to go to the hospital, and I had to put like a bag under me in the car because I was bleeding so bad that every like 10 minutes I had to change a pad, or else like I was so in the hospital was like half an hour away. So it was a disaster. I had to walk in the emergency room. Everybody was staring at me, and like I was walking and there was blood going down my leg. It was disgusting. So I was rushed, and I had to take a shower before they even checked me because I was just like so disgusting. I had to like shower off. I was contracting real bad, and so I washed off and everything, and I lay on the bed. So they had to do a pelvic exam, which ouch hurts when you have a lot of pressure. Like I got checked before if I was dilated the day before. Like I started contracting. I was only 2 centimeters dilated. My midwife told me that it was fine and that sometimes dilation can take weeks because I was 37 weeks. And I go in there, they give a test, they give me a pelvic test, and they tell me that I'm actually having contractions and that my water bag was ruptured. I was all nervous because, I didn't have my baby bag. I didn't have my bag. I just like went to the hospital with nothing. It was just so my husband had to go back. He had to pack the baby bag, which he did not know what to put. There's a lot of things for me that was missing. Like I put all pants and stuff. I never like took the time to take the tops, the nursing bras, my my hair bows or anything. So then I go in and They send me to labor. They tell me that I'm not contracting um, every 2 to 3 minutes. So if I stay this way, they're gonna have to get me induced. I was like really, really hoping that I don't get induced because I was planning on not taking an epidural, and I know that people who get induced kind of like have more pain for some reason. And so I said I really hope I contract and I'll get into labor as soon as possible. So I went in there around like what 2 in the morning, and um with all the process and everything, until I got into the bed, and it was like 5. So we waited, and the nurse came in to check. So they had to have his heartbeat monitored, his movements, my contractions, and my contractions were really, really strong. Like seriously, so strong. But they were like 7 to 8 minutes away. So like I would get really, really hard contractions from like every 7, 8 minutes, and they last like 3, 4 minutes, and they were so painful. Like I was sitting there, and like my husband was there, my mother-in-law, and they were like laughing and talking to me, and I'm like faking it. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like so much in pain. Tears were going down my eyes. So after that, we decided that we wanted the doctor to check like how dilated I am, see if that's gonna help the process. To check, I was only 3 centimeters dilated, and I was in so much pain. So I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen when I actually get like 6 or 7 or 8 centimeters dilated? So I sit there and we wait. The nurse keeps coming in, and she keeps checking on me. She keeps saying if she has to change the pads, and then she has to check if there's a lot of leaking water, because they don't want the whole bag to leak out, or else the baby's gonna suffocate. So after that, I was sitting down, and the pain started to get worse. The doctor came and checked, and I was 5 centimeters dilated. That was around the time it was like 5 or 6. That's in like later at night. It was turning dark. I was not allowed to eat anything. I was starving. I was starving, and I'm like, please, can I have anything? I started to like eat and chew on ice chips because I was so hungry. Excuse me. And my boyfriend, he had to go to work, so because they called him and he told them that I was in labor, but for some reason they told him that he has to show up in person. I didn't understand why, but anyway, he sorry, I thought I heard my son wake up. So anyway, he he had to go real quick, and I don't know what he had to do there. I was like left alone in the room, just sitting there contracting and almost like crying my eyes out in pain. So after that, I was checked again, and I was contracting really, really hard, and I it was to the fact I couldn't take the pain anymore. So the doctor checked, and I was like 8 centimeters dilated, and she told me this is your last chance if you want to take the epidural. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, should I take it? Should I take it, or should I not? Should I take it, or should I not? And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I can't take the pain anymore. Can you please just give me the epidural? So the lady for the epidural takes like forever to come. She checks me again, and I was 9 centimeter dilated, so she told me that I can't take the epidural. I have to get natural birth. I was in so much pain, so much pain. I was crying, and for my health, I already have asthma, for me to be like pushing and screaming, and it was like a big no no for me. I was so nervous. So my husband gets back, and um, I was ready to, you know, push. I was 10 centimeters dilated. I was dead. I was like so pain. Oh my god, just remembering it just freaks me out. So I was like ready to push little Adam out, and I lay there. Okay, so I don't know. I don't want to. I want to mention this because it's like so. I don't know why, but it was around 7:30 when I was 10 centimeters dilated, and I had to start pushing. And you know how when the windows are they had the shades open, nobody closed them, even though I asked like 3 or 4 times. And like you know how it is at when it's dark on the outside and then there's lights on in the inside. It's like crystal clear. You can see from the inside, and my legs are just like wide open in front of everybody, and it was so embarrassing. So what I did, I was telling my boyfriend I was in too much pain to even like I couldn't even speak word by word. So I was telling my boyfriend like window, the window, and he's like, "What's wrong with the window?" Nobody understood that close the freaking shades. Anyway, after the pain was so bad, I just wanted the baby out. I'm like, just let him out. I don't care whoever's in here. I don't care who's ever looking. I don't care what the hell's going on. I just want baby out. The pressure was too, like, so much pressure, so much pain. I felt every contraction. It was like every minute a contraction, every minute 2 minute a contraction, and they were so painful. So I started to push and push and push and push. It was like 7:30, like I told you guys, when I had to start pushing, and um, I started pushing more and more times. So they tell you to push every time she counts to 10. Every time you feel a contraction, you have to push. So I um so I actually like did what they told me to. Every um 10 I could push for 10 seconds 3 times. But God, it was so painful. I passed out the first time. I passed out, so they were about to rush me for emergency C-section until I woke up again. And I told them that I was able to push. So I started pushing and pushing, and the pain was so horrible. It it just seriously, I have never ever experienced this pain. I don't really want to scare you other moms who are expecting because each person is different, and seriously, like my friend, she had her baby like 9 days before me. She was the one who actually comforted me because she was like, it was so easy, and she didn't even take the epidural. So, like, I was expecting something more easy. Let's like I know it was supposed to be painful, but not as painful. I was like, ugh. So anyway, after all that happened, I kept pushing and pushing. They started to see his little head, so they told me to push more. It was so hard for me to, catch breath and push. And while I was in the middle of labor, my father-in-law walks into the labor room, which was very embarrassing. So, I don't expect my father-in-law wanting to see this happen. And like, what the hell? My mother-in-law wants to videotape it, and I like strongly refuse. I'm like, no, thank you. So after like an hour of pushing, um, little Adam came out, and I passed out again. This time, all I remember was hearing him cry, and that's it. After I heard him, he cried, he's out. I just don't remember what happened after. All I did was they tried waking me up because I had to push out the rest of the umbilical cord. Um, somehow they were able to take it out while I was passed out. I don't know how. It was not no C-section, so it was pretty weird. I just woke up when I was in the room. Little baby was sleeping next to me. I had no afterbirth photos. I was not able to hold my son after he was born. It's just like whatever. Okay, so if I was gonna talk about my doctor, she was fine. She's a really good doctor. But after birth, I went into the room. The nurses were just horrible, horrible. Seriously, like really horrible. And I didn't like they didn't help. They didn't help at all. I was after giving birth, I was the one who had been getting up, going around like the same day. Nobody helped. You call for service, and they just 1 minute. I think my son woke up. So here's little Adam. Say hi. So where I was talking is after after birth, the nurses did not help at all. I had to deal with this like horrible times by myself. My boyfriend was able to help me a little, but him too, he was tired. He was up on his feet all day and all night. And what's wrong? What's wrong? He was up on his feet all day and all night. So it was hard for him too. So I had to stay in the hospital. Okay, I'm sorry, just give me 1 minute. And okay, so now that we have my little chunker here, um, they didn't help at all. It was I was so exhausted. I just wanted to get out of the hospital. I just wanted to go home. I was taking care of my son anyway, but since my asthma was acting up, um, it just they couldn't let me leave. And baby had really high sugar, and they told me that he's not allowed to leave until his sugar level it gets normal. So I had to stay at the hospital for 4 freaking days, which yes was stressful because none of the nurses were good enough to even think about knocking on the door of care. I was not giving any painkillers after giving birth, so my was like on fire. Seriously, I was like crying because every time I had to go pee, it's so painful. They didn't give me any spray, any medication. I would call her and she'll be like, okay, I'll be right back with your painkillers, and she'll go and that's it. She's not back. Never back. So, um, after all that happened, we were finally going to leave as my husband gets the car seat, and the freaking bumper doesn't want to come off. Like, seriously, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut. But it didn't want to come off. I was stressed. I just wanted out. So the hospital let us leave, even though they didn't check the car seat, which I'm happy and not happy for. I mean, I'm happy because I was able to leave, but not happy to know that they don't care about the safety. They just want you out because they want the room you're in, and they are somehow fed up with you, even though, excuse me, you didn't help me in anything. I was doing everything by myself. Um, I get home, everything goes okay. I was actually a little bit excited because I had a really, really big bump. I was huge, and oh, I forgot to tell you that when Adam was born, he was born at 8 pounds 4 ounces, and he was 19.5 inches long. He was healthy, big baby. Um, Everything went like so wrong. After I got home, I was actually, like I told you guys, I was a bit happy that I was able to move around, able to go up and downstairs without feeling like pressure, even though I did feel pain since I had a fourth-degree tear down there from the big baby coming out. I had a lot of stitches, a lot of pain. I was feeling nauseous. I was throwing up for some reason, and my little guy was seriously, he did okay. My cat is seriously sitting on the table staring at me. He's getting me all like crazy. So after that, uh, I just tried to be okay. I tried to work it out. A week later, I was rushed to the ER because I was having serious abdominal pain as if I was having another baby. We thought it was from breastfeeding, and it turned out not to be. It turned out I had gastritis, which they put me on medication, which I was not able to breastfeed my kid anymore. So after all that happened, we thought that, I take the medication, it'll go away. I was screaming. I felt the pain as if I was having another baby. They gave me morphine. They gave me all types of painkillers to take the pain away. I was laying in that bed and I was screaming bloody murder. And I was telling my boyfriend, my husband, like, please, if this pain's gonna stay forever, tell them to just kill me. I just can't stand the pain anymore. And after all that happened, um, like 2 weeks later, when Adam turned a month, I was back into the hospital, and that's when I got to know I have diabetes. So I'm a person here, born with heart problems, and it was like a big risk to have a baby, and was born with asthma. Now have heart problems, asthma, diabetes, and gastritis. So like I'm suffering, but anyway, I'm so blessed to have a wonderful husband and a beautiful baby. So totally, all the pain I went through is really worth it. Because after I saw my baby and I was able to spend these lovely days with him, I feel that I am blessed. I seriously am blessed, and I feel like I am one of the most luckiest people on earth to live and to have a wonderful, beautiful baby. So, all you mamas out there, you don't have to worry. It's just like labor is just one day and it goes away. And you know what? I think because all of my health problems that I was suffering too much. But I know that my friend, she was totally fine. She had no she just came home and she was happy. She didn't even have a tear. She's so lucky. She's blessed. And as you can see, I have all my baby pictures. It's kind of like we have this window separating two rooms, and I made the window as a picture frame. And it's really pretty when you turn off all the lights and you turn on the light in the inner room. It's like the only thing that's glowing, and it's his picture. Um, I don't know. If you guys have any questions or whatsoever, you can always email me. Um, I don't know what else to say. Thank you for watching my video. I know I dragged it a lot due to because he woke up and I had to feed him. But thanks for watching anyway. And hope you mamas and even daddies, if you guys are watching, which I don't wonder why would you be, but I hope you guys have a blessing and you have your own baby because I swear it is like it's like you're gonna meet your first love after he's born. So alright mamas, bye.